I'm Kate. I'm working as a servant for a very wealthy family. I'll be in while attending college. Madam!
Don't talk to me cheaply.
I'm very terribly sorry. This is the only daughter of the Tomioka family that employs me. Her name is Madam Yuri Tomioka. Madam Yuri is 2 years younger than me, a senior in high school. As you can see, she is a beautiful young girl, and I don't think there's anybody in this area that doesn't know who she is. To me, this is what she's like, but I know that she's really kind and hard, has impeccable manners, and even her grades at school. Everything is perfect. Even though she's only 18 years old, apparently there are a lot of marriage offers for her already, and yet I angered her once again today.
You're fighting again, huh, to make the princess that angry, that damn Kate. He must have done something really bad. Even at that age, apparently he's been working at this house for a long time now, so maybe he'll get fired. And once that guy is gone, it'll be easier for me to get my job done.
1 week later, excuse me, it's me, Kato.
Ah, come on in.
Pardon me, you called for me, sir?
How many years has it been since you've come to this estate, Kido?
Because you took me in at 7 years old. This will be the 13th year.
I can't believe it's been that long already. You've gotten so big.
It's all thanks to you, sir. I can never be able to thank you enough.
Kaiti, what I'm going to come pick you up at 5 p.m. Okay, so stay here and play until then.
Okay, Mommy. My mother said that and left the park, but even after it was past 8 p.m. at night, she didn't come back to pick me up.
That boy is still playing by himself.
You're right.
At the time, I was still only 7 years old, but I noticed that people around me were staring at me.
We're his parents. If he's lost, we should call the police.
If I'm playing in the park by myself as a kid at this time in the night, I might get caught by the police. Mommy! As I was about to cry, a little girl came over to me. And that was Madame Yuri. He was 5 years old at the time. This is a story I later heard, but the princess had always had a weak body ever since she was little. And if she got a fever, it would take a long time for it to go down that day, as well as her fever had finally gone down. And she insisted that she wanted to go to the park to play. And that's why she was at the park this late at night, and all of the other kids had gone home.
Oh, yeah, there's a child over there. Who's about the same age as me?
Madame!
What's your name?
Kaido!
Kinda well. Let's play together.
The moment you said that to me, my eyes were flooded with tears.
Oh, what's the matter?
My mom, she won't come to pick me up.
Oh, my.
Madame Yuri and her butler waited with me for my mom to come. But even after another hour passed, she didn't come. So they brought me back to their mansion. They filed a police report. But in the end, my mother wasn't found. And from that day forward, they allowed me to stay in the mansion.
What do you say? How about you take a little break? You must be busy with your university studies, right?
What?
Well, actually, we've been getting some complaints that you and my daughter have been fighting a lot from the other servants. I noticed that as well. And that's why I thought that maybe we should put some distance between the two of you for a little bit.
So that must be the reason why all of the other servants were looking at me with a worried look recently. Thank you very much for your thoughtfulness. It was never my intention that you should have to use your kindness and compromise so much for me.
Well then.
As of today, I'll be resigning from my position.
But you don't have to go so far.
It is impossible for me to change the madame's feelings, so...
Kaido!
I'll return all the kindness that you have given me until now. Someday, however, I just have one request for you, sir.
Request!
And so I left the mansion that I'd been living in for many years. And for the first time ever, I rented a room for myself. I was receiving a salary that was more than enough. So I wasn't going to have any issues financially for a while. However, I received a visitor that I never could have imagined in my wildest dreams. Who is it? Maybe it's a landlord. When I opened the door standing, there was none other than the princess. What, Madame Yuri? What are you doing here?
I can't live without you.
What? Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me you ran away from home. For the first time in my life, I felt like I could hear the blood draining from my face. I need to contact your father right away. No, the butlers!
No!
But, Madame,
I missed you.
I shouldn't, even though I knew that in my head my body couldn't help but to hug her back.
I'm an unruly person, but I look forward to living with you.
Please stop that. I feel even worse when you speak like that, Madame Yuri.
Come on. I told you to stop calling me madam, didn't I?
But even if you say that...
If you don't call me Yuri, yeah? Like you used to when we were little, I'm going to take off my clothes right here.
Whoa, please stop. Okay. All right. I said, Yuri, stop.
Okay.
When I was first taken into the mansion, we were still 5 years old and 7 years old. At the time, neither of us really understood our position, so we grew up like childhood friends around the time we got to middle school. I started to understand that I was there to serve, but it seems like Yuri didn't like that very much. I would start preparing dinner, so once you eat, please go back home to the mansion. Okay?
Actually, I'm gonna make dinner.
What?
I even bought all the ingredients.
And she said that she walked past me into the kitchen and started cooking. Does she even know how to cook?
I bet you're thinking, does she even know how to cook?
Uh-huh.
I'm actually in the cooking club in high school. What have the girls who's really good at cooking taught me? So don't worry.
Was overwhelmed with nervousness. But just as she said, the princess started preparing the ingredients with a very steady hand. Huh? It's true?
Ow!
Are you okay? Did you get burned somewhere?
I was just a little bit surprised by the oil that jumped.
Oh, thank goodness. No! Why is that your response? You need to be looking at the frying pan.
Okay,
Thank you for cooking. Delicious. I had no idea that you could make such a delicious meal like this. Up until a week ago, I was the one that was taking care of her, so it feels a little bit weird to have the princess cooking for me.
has your stomach fallen for me?
What?
Did this make you want to marry me?
What? What are you saying? Come on, let's eat.
All right, my domestic moves aren't going to work. Then that's the only hand I have left. The bath felt so good.
Yuri, you need to go back home soon. I'm sure the master and the butler are worried about you.
No, I'm sleeping with you tonight. Keita!
What?
Or are you gonna kick me out instead?
There's nothing I can say in response to that. All right, but only for tonight.
Is this how couples go to sleep together? But it's most like, and it's so relaxing.
Yuri? Excuse me, princess.
Sir!
What's the matter, Anzawa? Why are you so panicked?
The princess is not in a room, and in a place. This letter was there.
I knew this would happen.
What?
It's been 1 week to the day since Kame resigned. I believe the princess did her best and lasted longer than I thought.
What does that mean?
There's nothing you need to worry about. The princess is a case place, I'm sure.
Sure. Excuse me. What does that mean? I thought that the princess hated Kaido. Well, whatever the less people there are, the easier it is for me to do my job. It was too easy 1 month since I snuck in as a servant. Not only do I get a salary now, I also have the Tomioka family's treasures and the Nanakuma clay pot in my hands. Looks like nobody realized around here that I was a thief. Are you still cleaning until this late at night? You must be very passionate about your work. What are you doing here?
Before I heard that you made complaints for the master about me to kick me out of the house, I thought that you were suspicious. Before I left the mansion, I asked the master if he could let me do nighttime security around the mansion. And my gut feeling was right in 1 week since I left my job, and Zawa showed his true nature.
Damn it!
Outside of the mansion was a police car waiting outside that I called, and Hanzawa was immediately caught. From what I heard afterwards, it turned out that Hanzawa was a thief specializing in stealing rare art pieces. A few days later, Madam, the thief is no longer there now, so you must go back to the mansion now.
I told you to call me by my name.
Miss Yuri, I'm sure your father is very sad that you're not there.
I'll go back, but only if you come with me, Keita.
I cannot do that.
But why? Even though we're this much in love.
We had grown up together since we were little kids, and before we knew it, we had developed romantic feelings for one another.
First of all, there's no need for you to leave in the first place because my father has already adopted you.
But that's my name, Katie. Was actually the same name as Yuri's mother, who had just passed away at that time. Her father said that this must be some kind of fate, and he had adopted me into his family. But still, I'm originally an orphaned kid. There's no way I could be a match for you. Over the last month, the princess and I had gotten into arguments about that, and right around that time was when Hanzawa arrived into the mansion.
That doesn't matter at all, Keita. You're still the same Keita, and even after you were separated from your mother, you worked so hard, and that's why I fell in love with you.
But I'm still just a student, but I promise that one day I'm gonna become a man worthy of you, that your father would approve of, so will you please wait until that time comes?
I didn't know that's how he was thinking about it. All right then, I will wait, so kiss me to seal the promise.
What? Yes, ma'am. Around that time back at the mansion.
Cade is very precious to me, and I treasure that boy. If only he would hurry up and get married. To Yuri, no, sir, when Cade is working so hard so that he can cross over the wall, that is, you so please do be patient with him.
Without knowing that these conversations are being exchanged. I just put my all into my studies at university 2 months later. Yuri?
It's summer break now, so I'm here to stay over.
What?